Now let us move ahead and take a look at merging the data sets. What do you mean by merging the data set? If you want to combine two or more tables based on a matching columns, this is very important. Based on a matching columns, and create a single table with combined data. Okay, that is what your merge. In this case, let's say you have week 1 and week 2 data are there. If you want to merge it, you need to have a common column between the two tables. Otherwise, it will not work. For instead of saying week 1 and week 2, I just say sales table and customer table. In customer table, I have CID, customer ID, and name of the customer, and his date of birth, and so on. The sales table, I have invoice number, and then invoice date, and then you have something called quantity. And sorry, not quantity, CID, customer ID. So for these two columns, data set, for these two sets, the common column is CID. Only then you can combine these two data set when it comes to merge. In the case of merge, two or more tables needs to be combined or joined based on the common column. That is what your merge is all about. Yes, combining is fine, but what do you mean by combining? Even append, you can combine the data. But in the case of append, you don't have to have the common columns between the data sets. Okay. And simply it will append the data. But in the case of merge, at least one common column between the tables should exist. Okay. And like I said, the customer table, I have a table called customer. The customer table, I have CID. This is the customer ID, and C name, customer name, date of birth. And I have a sales table. In the sales table, I have order ID, order date, and then what columns I have. Let's say, CID. CID is your customer ID, and PID is your product ID, and CAT ID is your category ID, and then quantity, price, and then sales. Can I merge these two tables? Yes, because you have the common column available, CID, between these two data sets. In that kind of situation, you can perform join or merge. This is called your join. In SQL, we call that as a join. You can merge is nothing but a join. But different types of joins are available. Okay, but what are the prerequisites to perform merge? At least one common column should be there between the tables. Otherwise, the merge will not work. You cannot do merge. And the matching supposed to be case sensitive or case sensitive in this case. For example, you have customer ID. Customer ID column is available in your sales column. And this is your customer table. In the customer table, you have a customer ID column is available. Customer C name column is there. Okay. Here in the sales table also have a customer ID column. Customer ID column is available, and quantity is available. Everything is available. But in this case, the customer ID, let's say you just specify capital C 001. But here, if you use C small c 001, there is a disconnect. You might be wondering, I have joined correctly with the common column between the two tables. In this case, here C001 is there and C001 should match, but this C001 is a small, C is a small letter. Hence, these two columns will not match. It will simply ignore this record. It is case sensitive. Okay, it is a case sensitive, the join column. What are the columns that needs to be joined? Customer ID and customer. I'll write it neatly. Here also C001 should be there. It is there, but this C001 is a small letter. Hence, only matching value between the two data set will get extracted when you perform inner join. But the problem is my inner join is correct. The data is also correct. Only problem is here I mentioned the customer ID is a small letter C. Here capital C. It is a case sensitive matching. It will simply ignore this one. This is actually wrong. Major issue. Okay. And the limited 2 tables at a time. In Power Query Editor, you can perform merge option at a time only for 2 tables. You cannot merge more than 2 tables at a time. Next one is performance impact. Obviously, whenever you perform the merge or join operation, it will be slow, bit slow. What are the different types of merges are available? Inner join, left join, right join, full outer join, left and right outer join. These are the types of joins are available. I quickly jump into the Power BI desktop and explain you the types of joins, types of merge joins. Merge joins, I'll show you now. Okay. I just hit the get data icon, and here I'm going to load an Excel file. Dim customer, XLS file. Yes, I'm going to hit open. It opens at that Excel file. And let's see how many subsheets are there in that Excel file. Customer type, only one subsheet is there. Click next to the table icon. This is the table. In this table, we have 4 columns are there, but unfortunately, the column names are not in the proper shape. I'm going to the transform Power Query Editor. Look at column name, it's all not same. Go to the transform ribbon. Select use first row as, sorry. Mistakenly, I click the next one. New, go to transform ribbon, use first row as ZS. Good, it got formatted with the proper column name. Very good. Here we have 6 rows are there. And I'm going to call this a customer dim customer. Next, I load another file. Click on get data. Because in the case of merge, it is a join. You need to join 2 or more tables into a single table. Okay, I just click on Excel workbook, and here let me see sales fact is available. Yeah, sales fact. I'm going to hit enter. In this sales fact table, there is something called the NC sales. Click on it. And if you scroll towards the right side, you can see column 12 and 13, 14 is there, but it has a blank values in it. But in this data set, we have already 4 columns are there. Better, I will select this sheet. I'm going to unselect it. And I can see that NC sales, many columns are there. Very good. 12 and 13 and 14 is not required. Done. We are done. The NC sales is nothing but my fact table. I just give the meaningful name, rename it. These columns are not required. So now we did some kind of data cleaning, everything, data pre-processing, everything fine. We have 2 tables, dim customer and sales fact. Can someone tell me which columns are common here? between these data set? Custody, right? Custody. Okay. Yes, Pavitra, you are correct. Yeah. And here now what I'm going to do is I'm going to select the home ribbon. And here combine. Click on combine. Merge queries. This time merge queries as new. Merge queries as new. In this case, it tells you the sales fact table should be merged with table. With which table? Dim customer table. But in both the table, what columns are common? These two columns, right? Customer ID is available here. Customer ID is also available here. But rest of the columns are not matching with my column. I'm going to simply say. And at the bottom, see now what happened? You selected the tables, which needs to be merge or join. Sales fact table, dim column. What are the common columns? Customer ID and customer ID. You need to select it explicitly. And then if you scroll down a bit here, you will find something like a join kind, left outer join from left join. You want to perform left join? Yes, that is also possible. But you need to select the common column. If you want to perform merge operation for append, you don't need to have the common column between the tables. Ideally, but though it is not mandatory, still make sure that you are giving the right column name. That's all. Let's see what happens after combining customer table data and sales fact table. What is happening? If you scroll towards the right side, in the latest version, it gives everything upfront. Okay. So product ID, customer ID. Sorry, customer ID, right? Yeah, customer ID. Yes, based on which we combined it. Okay, what is the common column between sales fact and dim customer? Customer ID. Now include the customer ID. I just want to check here the first name, last name, and all is there, right? Okay, 1 second. Look here, yeah, here you need to do that one, correct. After you do the merge, you'll find the customer dimension table. You find it at the as a last column. Next to that, you will find this icon, double arrow. In order to merge these two data set, which data set? Customer dimension and sales fact table. If you want to combine these two tables, which means join, merge here, okay? And in this case, merge one. The first table, which look here, I'll just show you here. Which one I selected first in the join merge condition? In the sales fact table, you have a column called customer ID. In the customer dimension table, you have something called customer ID. These two tables I want to, but I already specified the common column between these two data set. Common data set column is customer ID. Okay. But in the merge operation, first we have selected sales fact table, and then we selected the dim customer dimension, right? So what happens in this case? It merged these two data sets into a single file. Customer dimension sales fact, it merged into a single file called merge one, which means in this case, we use the inner join. What is inner join? Common rows between the two data sets will get grouped together in a single file. Since I've selected the customer dimension second time, it appears here. What you need to double click on this double arrow. 1 second, you need to click on it once, sorry. Okay, and then you need to unselect it and hit OK. This is called expand table. Expand table. In the interview, will ask you what is expand table. And here, yeah, the first name. I don't need the gender. I don't need the where was that? Sorry, I should have done it here. Merge. Yeah, what we are seeing is already it is a merge one. Okay, everything is fine. Customer ID is there. And then, yeah, I'm going to, click on close and apply. Even I'm feeling, oh, merge. And if I go back to my Power Query editor, once again, merge one. If you see here on the right side, we have expanded this one, right? Okay, I just see that. Click on the wheel icon next to the expanded dim column. Customer ID, first name, last name, gender is there. Can you see first name here? Yes, first name is there. Both the tables column are available. Customer dimension table, sales fact table, date columns are available in a single file called merge one. In this table, we can see that the matching values of the customer ID that are available in customer dimension, right? The same record for the same customer. It did the join. So inner join. In this case, we have used the inner join, matching values between two columns. And the next one is merge columns, merge column as new. Customer ID in customer dimension table, customer ID in sales fact table. I selected it because these two are common column. But this time, what I'm going to do is instead of left outer join, I try with right outer join. So what is left outer join, right outer join? Previously, I selected the inner join. Now we are doing a right outer join, and then we will see the left outer join.